Hey y'all, Texas Lifestyle Magazine is here with Ray Benson from Asleep at the Wheel. Thanks for being here with us, Ray.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm glad y'all are here, and I'm glad we're in this shade.
I know, right? It's so hot out here. Scorching.
It's Texas. You can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen.
So, Asleep at the Wheel is celebrating 55 years. That's pretty iconic. 50 of those rooted here in Texas. So, looking back, what do you think has made the key to the band's longevity?
Um, what is the key to a sleep with me? Because I just keep doing it, and now I got a whole new generations of young Texans. When I started the band 55 years ago, folks our age, I was 19, I couldn't hire folks. I had to teach them how to play it or learn it. Now there are generations of musicians that know this music and can fill in, and so that's how Sleep at the Wheels continued to go on.
So iconic. And so your new album, Riding High in Texas, is basically a love letter to the Lone Star State. So how does it feel? Like, how does it feel, and like, why is now the perfect time for this album for Texas? Huh?
For that reason, it's if there's one thing that Asleep at the Wheel is known for, we have an eclectic mix of music, but it's all Texas music, and so that's our go-to. And so my son and I run the band. He said, "Why don't we just do that?" He said, "There's 1,000 songs that we can choose from." And also, we didn't want to do songs of ours. We wanted to do other people's songs that are about Texas. So, and we have Volume 2 coming up. We started recording it, and George Strait's coming and do one of the cuts with us, and we're going to have duets with all people. Of course, on this one, Riding High in Texas, we got Billy Strings to play guitar on it, and Brennan Lee sang harmony. Lyle Lovett helped on I'm a Long Tall Texan, and so that's the idea. Is we're going to continue that vein, and you never know, because I'll do a Sinatra album, I might do a little jazz album, and who knows? We do all kinds. That's the great thing about Sleep at the Wheel. We can do a wide variety of music.
That's super exciting. I love that. And so, speaking of Lyle and Billy, so how was that experience working with them?
Well, with Billy, it's well, first of all, with Lyle, it's 40 years we've been working together, and he's not only one of the most talented guys I know, but he's also one of the best friends. We started backing him up back 40 years ago when he didn't have a band. He just had his three-piece trio, and we've done dozens of records, TV shows, etc. with him, and I consider him one of my best friends. So Lyle was simple, and he had done "And I'm a Long Tall Texan" with Randy Newman. So I said, "Look, would you reprise your role, but do Randy's part?" So he was great. And Billy, I had met years ago. I produced a record on Jake Shimabukuro, the great ukulele player, and Billy was on it. That's how I met him. And then I did 2 weeks in county, or 2 months in county. Anyway, it's on the YouTube. It's a 10-minute Billy Strings video or mini movie, and I play his cellmate. I'm the old codger in the cell with him in Willie's Western Towns, where we filmed. That's when I asked him if he'd play on this record. And he's such a giving guy. He's just an amazing guy.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. And so, you do have a new fiddle player, Ian Stewart. How has he brought fresh energy to the band?
Well, he's young. He's a yodeler. He yodels and sings. He's been knocking around and learning the trade here in Texas. He grew up here in Austin, and he's just such a fresh new voice. It's wonderful. The Sleep at the Wheels always had multi-singers. Myself, always had other singers. It's part of why it's not called Ray Benson. It's called Asleep at the Wheel. And his energy is incredible. His fiddling is wonderful. And so we were, because I just hired him to play fiddle, and then I said, "You sing?" And he said, "Yeah, yeah." So he started singing. I went, "Oh, all right. We'll share the singing." Yeah, we'll share the singing. So that, and James, the new piano player, same thing. As a local boy, played around town. A friend of mine said, "Hey, I got a friend who plays piano, man. He's real good." I said, "Well, send him over." And at the time, our piano player was, so he started. And then Curtis, our steel player and dobro player, he's from Bernie. And so he was working with me as a roadie years ago. And one day he started playing. I said, "Hey, you're pretty good too." And so that's how it is, because got to have young people to keep grinding it out on the road. You know.
That's super inspiring. So after 5 decades, what's your favorite Texas memory on stage? Something that just I will never forget this moment right now.
I can tell you exactly the moment. I've known Willie Nelson for 53 years. I met Willie way back in the early days, and we got to do an Austin City Limits with it was called Willie and the Wheel. We did a whole record and a tour with Willie, and I got to sing the Towns Van Zandt Pancho and Lefty. I got to sing that with Willie on Austin City Limits, and I sang the Merle Haggard part. It was the pinnacle, or the pinnacle as we call it.
We love Willie Nelson. So this is the last creative question here. Finish this sentence. ACL isn't complete without.
Asleep at the wheel.
There you go. There you have it. Thanks so much for being here with us, Ray. We really appreciate having you.
All right, way to go, ATX.